Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I'm here to start my next reading vlog. For those that don't know, or you're lucky enough to not be affected by it. We are in the middle of the coronavirus here in the United States, or probably everywhere at this point. But I really don't know what the next week is going to bring. Honestly, I have no idea. All I know is that I'm scheduled to report to work tomorrow as of 3:07 today. That might change in an hour, that might change in 10 minutes, I don't know. But gonna take you guys on along on this ride with me. I did actually start A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kimmerer. I'm on page about 60. I honestly haven't been reading that much. Yesterday I was kind of trying to frantically do a bunch of stuff for prep in case we do have to do long distance learning. But, we don't know. But I do like this book a lot. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely a fast-paced read. I can probably crank out a lot of this tonight. But it's the direct sequel to A Curse of Dark and Lonely. I'm gonna spoil like the end of A Curse of Dark and Lonely just right now, and then I will kind of like move on. But at the end of that book, it was revealed that Gray, who was Rem's um like guard, is actually his half brother, or he's supposed to be his half brother. And now Gray is on the run because he doesn't know how to face Ren. And then we met a new character, which is Carla Ren's daughter, which is I think it's Leah Marie. And we're seeing in her, and then we also have Harper's perspective. And Harper and Ren were the characters that we followed in the last book. This book is going to be a bunch of them. It's like a continuation of the story. The first book was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This book, I do not know what their retelling is. I'm curious. I don't think it's ever been said, but maybe by the end I will have figured it out. So I'm going to dive back to reading, and when I make a little bit more progress, I will update you guys. I'm also listening to Queen of Air and Darkness right now. And once I actually pick up my book from somewhere, I'm going to start reading that. So probably after this, I'll probably start reading that. But guys, we're in this quarantined world together, so the only thing I can do is sit back, relax, and read. That's the only thing I can think to do and not lose my mind. So that's what I'm going to do. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Guys. I'll say this. I did not expect to be making this update, but the New York public schools have closed until April. My goodness, this is insane. This is crazy. So you'll be seeing this long after it happens, but the New York City public schools have closed. We have to set up distance learning this week, which means we're off tomorrow, and then we have to go in for 3 days to really set up distance learning. I have so many questions about distance learning that I just never learned. So that is going to be my plan of attack for those 3 days. The good news for that is everything else is kind of already like set, which is good. I just need somehow to like a way to invite my students to see it. But I guess in scary times, what does one do? One reads. So I am going to take a quick shower, and then I'm probably just going to dive into A Heart So Fierce and Broken and just relax. I have no idea what's going to happen Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, or what situations we're going to face with, but right now I'm going to focus on my book, and I'm just going to do that. Stay safe, you guys, and I'll update you guys when I make a little bit more progress. I'm now on page 78, but I want to at least be up to 300 before the time I go to bed, because now I don't have a bedtime. This is awesome. Guys, it's like such a fluid situation, this virus that we're facing in the US, because you have information 1 minute and then it like totally turns on its head the next minute, and then it changes again and again and again. So as of right now, the New York City public schools, which I work for, are closed. No one is going into the building tomorrow, and then teachers have to go in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to set up remote learning. And then as of right now, schools are closed until April 20th, which is right after spring break. This is not what I thought this year was going to be. I really think my show is pretty much done now. No chance of that happening, which is really, really sad. But I'm happy that they're taking the precautions that they need. I'm happy about that. And because we have to really like practice being away from people, I'm just going to focus on my reading. Hopefully in the next 2 days I'll figure out this whole Google Classroom thing, because right now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But I will figure it out. That will be fun. I have 3 days to figure it out, which is good. So I'm going to kind of go take a shower, and then I'm going to come back and dive back into A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I think I'm definitely going to go to Barnes & Noble if it's still open on Tuesday and pick up some books that I wanted, like A Queen of Air and Darkness and another one, just so I can have them and then don't have to worry about it. That will probably be a plan for Tuesday. But yeah, I'm going to go take a quick shower, and then I'm going to dive into this book, and I'll have a fun update for you guys. And I'm not saying, like, I'm happy this happened. I'm not. I'm just happy that everyone's going to be safe. And if I have to be quarantined or self-quarantine myself because people then get sick or I don't want other get people sick, then you know what? Reading is the best place I could be because I love to read. And I'll make a really, really big progress on my TBR goal, which is fine. Not that that's what I wanted. I would much rather be with my kids putting up an amazing production of Schoolhouse Rock Life Jr., but that's not the life we're living right now. So we have to be cautious, stay safe, and I'm going to get to reading. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Lori here. I'm back. It's about 8 o'clock, and I did read a bit more of A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm now on page, I'm on page 100. This book is getting super interesting. I'm really liking all the different political stuff in this book, and I'm really liking the new character, Leia Marie's. Her point of view is super interesting. I'm really liking the path that Gray's taking as well. It's a very, very compelling read. It's a very, very fast-paced one. Deals with a lot of political drama, especially with the Leah. She's the first daughter, but hasn't been chosen to rule by her mother. Her younger sister has. And right now she's made a choice that I don't know where it's gonna go. But I've always liked Gray as a character, and I'm really liking him that he's getting a main point of view. And I still do like that we're seeing Harper and Wren from the previous book. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back to reading. I'm really liking it. This is a book that I feel like I can really fly through because it's so rich as like a world building. I do want to go back and see if there is a summary for book one. I think I might do that before I keep reading, because I feel like I missed a few key details. But I'm gonna go do that, and then when I get up to page like 150, I'll probably update you guys. Bye, guys. Lori here. I'm back. It's almost like 8:45, and I did read a little bit more of Heart So Fierce and Broken. I did get up to page like 109. Guys, I'm really liking this book. I'm loving the various perspectives, and I think they all really take a different look at this world. I like that we still do get Harper's perspective. I also did read my summary, so I was actually pretty good at remembering what had happened. I think I'm loving being in Gray's head. Gray's personality is really interesting. I've said this before in a couple other books. I normally like books where there's like a younger character because sometimes it like ends utterly heartbreaking for me. But sometimes it's like a nice character dynamic, and I really am liking Leah Mara's her point of view because she's very different from Harper, and I'm really liking that. And I'm really curious to see how all these characters are going to reconnect because Gray has been kind of running from his past, and now Leah and Gray are possibly going to be in the same location, which I think will be interesting. From Peruse Project, I know that something does happen because she kind of spoiled it a little bit, but I'm really liking this, and I'm just gonna keep reading. Yeah, that's kind of my plans, and I'll update you when I get like maybe up to like 150. We'll see. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's Larry here. I'm just checking back in. It's about to be 10 o'clock, and I normally go to bed so much around this time, but you know what? Screw it. I don't have to be up tomorrow anyway. But I was I'm like going through all my YouTube videos that I hadn't watched because Saturday I had planned to prep all my work for Google Classroom, and I kind of did. I still need to do a little bit more tomorrow, like just to scan stuff in so I like have it as like a resource. But I was also looking through the Owl Crate Readathon, and now I literally don't know what to read because I have so much time in theory to read that I really don't know where to start. But I also I was like looking back at one of my vlogs I filmed, like my wrap up, and I said, oh, you know what, like I'm so upset I don't have another week off in March. I take back my statement of that because this is not what I meant. Oh my goodness, like this month has gone totally off the rails. Totally off the rails. But I am really liking A Heart So Fierce and Broken that I am reading. I think I said this earlier. I am still listening to hi guys, just checking back in. It is 9:45, and I did read a little bit more of A Heart So Fierce and Broken. But I was also watching videos on my YouTube, like the YouTube videos that I've been following. I know the Owl Crate Readathon is happening this week. And I really, at this point, I don't not know what I'm going to read because it has changed so dramatically from my TBR originally. Um, but I do really want to try to read a few Owl Crate books as well as this that I'm reading. But I am really liking this. I like that my characters have kind of all convened on a setting. It's taken me a while to get to that point, and I'm about like I would say I'm about 150 pages into this book, but I'm liking that now they're all kind of interacting with each other. I've always liked this world that was created, especially because Harper is from the regular like the mortal world. I like that they're all kind of converged on this world, and I really did like the world that was built. Um, I also like I think her name is Lia Marie. I like her as a character. She's very different than Harper, and they really have like a really interesting dynamic. I really hope that they also develop a friendship throughout this book. But Gray and Ren, their friendship has always been one that I like really enjoyed, and I'll say this because if you don't want to know what happens at the end of A Curse So Dark and Lonely, then don't like fast forward this or maybe don't watch this reading vlog. But they are technically brothers in this. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to impact their relationship as the book goes forwards. There's also a lot of political drama in this book that I'm really liking, and I'm just really enjoying it. I should not be touching my face. It's a bad, bad habit. Especially in what we're doing. But I am really excited to keep reading. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna go back to reading and I'll update you guys in a little bit. Bye guys. Hey guys, Lori here, just checking back in. I did get up to about page 150 in Our Hearts Are Fierce and Broken, and the characters have all kind of converged on a location, which I'm really liking. We have three point of views, and they're all kind of in the same location, and I'm just liking it. I'm loving the political stuff. I'm loving the relationships between all the characters. I'm hoping that Leah or Layla, I don't know how to say her name, and Harper actually have a better like relationship throughout this book because right now they're a little bit more isolated. But I have a feeling that two of the characters are going to get much closer. And I'm just really liking it. I know that the first one was the Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm curious to see if this one does have like a fairy tale element. I don't think it's been said anywhere, but I'm really liking it. It's definitely a book that I feel like I'm flying through very quickly. And I'm just gonna keep reading. I would love to get up to page 200 before I go to bed. That's like my goal right now. I originally said 300, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I am gonna shoot for 200, and I will update you guys when I get there. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Lori here. I'm still reading, which is not how I thought today would end, but that's okay. But I did go to page 170, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and I am really curious to see how this book keeps going. I think that there's a lot of political dramas, and I think you're not in a character's head this time that you were in his head last time, and I think it's like an interesting choice because you really don't know what his character is thinking, and I'm liking that. I'm really loving all the characters' perspectives though. I'm loving this world. There's a big secret that Gray is keeping from just about everyone in this book, and I'm really curious to see how and when that secret's going to be revealed, like what's it's going to do to this world. You also have the new girl character who is really in a precarious situation, and I'm liking her dynamics with Gray a lot. It's very different from Harper and Ren's relationship in the first book because Harper was not from this world and they kind of are, even though they're two different kingdoms. But I'm loving the set. There's a little boy in this. It's not really a spoiler, but I'll just tell you his name. His name is Taikoi, I think. Yeah, I think his name's like Taikoi. And he's just very cute, and he kind of like took like a liking to Gray, so Gray's kind of keeping an eye out on him. But I'm loving the friendship. I'm loving the relationships in these books, and I think that it's so much more complicated in this book than the last book. This book is not like the last book was A Curse So Dark and Lonely was very fantastical and focused a lot on Harper. Harper is still in this book. But you get her perspective a lot less. It's mostly focused on Gray and um Liliana. Cannot say her name, but I'm really liking it. So I'm gonna keep reading. I would love to get to page 200 tonight before I go to bed. I might break it and go to 250. We will see how tired I am. It's 11. Still have a lot of reading vlogs I have to watch, so I might just watch them all the way through and see how late I'm up. But I'll talk to you guys later. Right here. I'm gonna wrap up today's vlog, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow. But it's like 11:30. I normally don't stay up this late, but I'm really liking this book. I felt like today was like organizing was not my plan. Like I didn't organize my day very well. But I was able to film a bunch of stuff. And now I have to figure out my life for the next 5 weeks. So that'll be fun. But I'm liking this book. This book definitely has taken on a different storytelling than the first book. Like the first book we really did follow Ren and Harper, and this book you don't follow Ren. Like you're not in his head, and I think it's really easy to see him as a villain in this book, like really easy. Um but I'm loving Harper in this book. I'm loving her character. I'm loving the choices that she's making. I'm love Lena. I'm gonna figure out how to say that girl's name, but I'm really loving her, and I'm loving Tycho. Oh my goodness, this book is just so fun. It's very like digestible and very like it's very quick witted. Like you not like quick pace. Like you always get to like it, and you're like, oh my god, I have to see what happens next. But I'm really enjoying it, and I think that they're playing up the Beast character in a sense, even though he's no longer a physical beast. But I think they're playing up with that, and I'm really liking Harper's connection back to that. So I'm gonna head to bed, and when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm probably gonna read a bunch more because school's closed and really nothing's really open tomorrow. So I'm gonna probably try to tackle it and definitely read another like 200 pages. This book is 400 pages, I think. Yeah. And I'm gonna be up to 2 pages. So I would love to maybe finish this book tomorrow. We will see, but I will update you guys on that tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hey, it's Lori here. I'm back. It is 8:22 in the morning. I actually woke up relatively early, surprisingly, which is not surprising because I normally wake up at like 5:15 in the morning. But I did want to say that I did make a little bit more reading progress on Our Hearts So Fierce and Broken. I'm now on page 208, which is actually pretty good. I'm really loving the character dynamics in this book. I'm really loving, I don't know if she's doing this on purpose, but I at least noticed that she's really creating Ren as such a different character than we saw in the first book, and I think she's really playing off on that Beauty and the Beast Smith in just like another way. He kind of reminds me of what they did with Once Upon a Time when they had Rumpelstiltskin be a part of like Be the Beast. Really liking it. I'm loving Gray's character. I'm loving Harper's character. I'm loving the side characters that we got in this world, including Harper's brother and Harper's brother's boyfriend. Just really liking it. I'm really curious to see where this story is going to go. I would love to really finish this book today. I don't know if that's possible, but I do have a lot of free time. So I'm going to go watch the gymnastic cups for the men and kind of read in the background because I love gymnastics. It's the one sport that I totally follow religiously. I love that sport. So I'm going to go do that. And when I get up to about 50 more pages, I will come in and give you guys a quick update. Bye, guys. It's Larry here. I'm back. It's about 9:05 and I said I was going to watch gymnastics for a little bit and then go work out. So as I'm doing, I got up to page 223 in this book. Guys, I'm really loving the dynamics between the characters. Now it has become like an event, like they're going somewhere, like they're traveling, but their group has grown. I'm really liking it. I think that it's a very interesting book too. It's very different from book one. Book one was very different. But I'm really liking it. I'm liking the character dynamics a lot better in this book. I think that the world has expanded a lot character-wise, which I really like. I've said this before. I sometimes struggle with books that have a small cast of characters, like one or two people only, because I think that the world and the character dynamics aren't as fascinating to me. But I'm really liking this. I think they're definitely playing up a new villain in this book, and I'm really enjoying that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go work out for 30 minutes, come back and read. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hey, Lori here. I'm back. It's about 3 o'clock. I was planning on reading for the day, but I had to get some work done. And the reason I had to get work done is because I'm going to work from my job for the next 3 days, and we have to really like prep the stuff that we're going to be teaching for the next 5 weeks or longer. We really don't know how long we're going to be out of work. They're saying that we're going to be back in April, but people are saying we're not going to be back in April. So I'm just trying to have as much material scanned into my computer as I can so that I can have it all. Also, I'm a theater teacher, so they don't really have books. I have all the materials, and normally I make copies as I need to. That really can't happen anymore. So I'm just trying to be as prepped as I can for those 3 days so I can figure out a lot of stuff while I'm there and have less things on my mind. But I do want to dive back into A Heart So Fierce and Broken because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm still watching gymnastics, the Gymnastics Cup, which I'm really excited about. I've now moved on to the men's. I love Sam McCulloch. I hope he gets a gold medal in the Olympics this summer because I love him so much. But I'm gonna go back to reading, and I'll check in with you guys when I make a little bit more reading progress. Bye. Hi guys, Miss Morrow here. This week did not go as I had planned. I'll say that. I hope you guys are safe and sound wherever you guys are, however you guys are watching this video. I'm thinking about you guys. So we unfortunately have to transition to online learning or remote learning. If you have been watching the news, then this is not a big shock to you guys. Originally, my plan was for the next 2 weeks was to finish up our pantomime unit, head into monologues, and eventually do scene study. Right now, everything's up in the air, and I don't know if that is going to happen. I'll be very honest. I'm really unsure when we will be back at school and what we will face when we get back. So I'm working with Mr. Lobes, Mr. Santola, all the deans, everyone in the DOE to figure out what is going to happen and what you are going to be learning. You will be learning something. I'm hopeful that we can do monologues via this type of situation, but I will just see what type of teaching environment I have and how I can communicate with you guys. So just bear with me. This will be an interesting experience. I'll say that. Some of you guys were with me here last year when it was my first year of teaching. Now you guys are going to be here when I'm learning to teach you guys remotely. It's going to be kind of a little bit of trial and error, and I just recommend that you guys all be patient with me, and I'm going to be patient with you guys. So yeah, when I have more information, I will be sure to convey that to you guys. I am just going to tell you guys, at this point, you should all know, just make sure you guys are checking your IS10 email because whenever my Google Classroom codes work, I'm going to give you guys directly that information. Do not leave your house if you can avoid it. Stay home. And hopefully by next week, I will have figured out my problems with Google Classroom. Know that I'm thinking about you guys. Know that I miss you guys. I miss seeing you guys every day. This has something that I've never witnessed before in my life, something you guys haven't witnessed before in your life. But yeah, if you're a part of my show, guys, tuck in, hang in there. We'll figure it out when we come back to school, okay? But know that I'm thinking about you, and I hope you guys are safe. Bye. Right here, I'm back. It's about 6:10, and I did wind up reading to page 300 in A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm really enjoying this book. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the complexity. I'm loving how different this book is from the last book in the series. I'm loving the characters. I'm just loving it. I cannot put this book down. It is so engaging. It is so fast-paced. I have about 150 pages left, I think. So I'm definitely going to go to my virtual yoga class, which is just the nature of the world that we're living in. And then I'm going to probably read for the rest of the night. I do have to go to work tomorrow and try to figure out this whole long-distance learning thing. But when I come back from yoga, I will check back in with you guys. Bye. Sorry, I took a shower and did some yoga, so my hair is a little bit messed up. But I am back. I'm going to read for a little bit. I'm definitely going to head to bed early tonight because I do have to wake up at 5:15 more to go to work. But I would like to read a bit more of this. I did get up to page 304. I would love to get to page 350 before I go to bed tonight. We will see. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. I don't want to put it down. That's really, really good news. And I'll talk to you guys right before I go to bed. Bye. Unless something big happens in my read and then I want to share with you guys, but I'll be back. Hi guys, we're here and back. It's 9:30 and I'm probably going to head to bed because I do actually have to physically go into work tomorrow. But I did wind up getting up to page 350 in A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I put it in my bag because I was getting ready for work. I'm really enjoying it. I really can't wait to see how this book ends. I'm so excited. I'm really loving all the character dynamics. I'm loving how this book, it really is Gray and little Leanna's, I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Lila Mara, I think. But it's really their story, but you do see elements of other characters. And I love the cast of characters in this story so much. I said this before, I felt like the cast of characters in A A Curse of Dark and Lonely was very, very small. This one, they definitely expanded it a lot, and I'm really enjoying the new characters. So that's super fun. Yeah, I will definitely update you guys tomorrow on my work update. We're just gonna be going on this journey together. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for the next 5 weeks or longer. The only thing I'm hoping is, knock on everything that is holy in this world, that I can go to BookCon in June. Really, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to at this moment. But other than reading a ton of books. But I will update you guys tomorrow when I come home and let you guys know what I finished. I am also going to be listening to Queen of Air and Darkness, which is really exciting as well. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Stay safe, guys. Right here, I'm just checking back in. It has been a wild and insane week. I will just say that. It really has been crazy. With all the coronavirus stuff happening, I'm now prepping myself to work remotely, which means I'm not going to my job for 5 weeks, at least 5 weeks. It may be longer in the end. We're really unsure. And it's a whole new learning curve because we have to learn a couple of totally new systems that are just really unfamiliar to me. So the content stuff is really not that hard. It's just the learning everything, and we're all doing it on the same site. So, and it's also like I have to commute an hour to my job and an hour home, and you're supposed to avoid being on crowded subways and stuff like that. And it's just a little bit nerve wracking. So I did get a little bit of reading done today. I actually did finish A Heart So Fierce and Broken, but it's over there, and I'm being a little bit lazy. But I did wind up really enjoying it. I really love the new characters. I love the world. I was really impressed with that, and I really liked I really enjoyed it. But I'm really over. I kind of just need something quicker to just read. I'm not even like in like a reading slump. I just want to read a book that's so outside my own world, which is important. So I did pick up A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I will do a more fleshed out review of that a little bit later. But I did pick this book up. It's a thriller. It follows this girl named Pip who, as her senior capstone project, she wants to uncover the truth about how this girl Annie died, and she's convinced that the person that's convicted is not the person that did it. And it's told through it's told like kind of like in a serial setting, because you have a storyline and then you have documents. So I'm really liking it. I'm not that far in. I'm only like 8 pages in, but I'm really enjoying it. I am really like my mental brain is fried. But tomorrow's my last day going into work, which has pros and cons. But I'm hopeful to just after that feel a lot better. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read for a bit. I will probably check in before I go to bed. If I remember, I might also pass out. I haven't been sleeping that well for obvious reasons, but I'm feeling fine. My family's fine. We're fine. Um, Hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a bit more content, which is so exciting. But just know that I'm keeping you in my thoughts and my prayers. And, stay safe, guys, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Sorry, here I'm back. It is about almost 8 o'clock. Today was my last official day in the building for about 4 to 5 weeks. It just depends on this. I did a lot of work today. I had a conference call I was on with all the DOE teachers that I graduated with, which was really, really helpful and beneficial. But I did get a lot of work done for work. But I can now not go out of my house, which sometimes is what I want to do as a book lover. I just want to curl up with a good book and read. And that's kind of my plan right now. Sorry. There was crumbs on my blanket. But I did make a little bit of progress on A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm really enjoying this book. I have a deep obsession with true crime shows, but especially disappearances. I think that they're so fascinating. So basically, this book follows Pippa, and it is for her senior capstone project. She kind of wants to investigate the disappearance of a girl named Andy Bell, who they say on the back that she was murdered by her boyfriend, but they never found her body. And her boyfriend, after he was accused of this, he wound up killing himself. But the crime doesn't make sense to Pippa, so she winds up using her capstone project to kind of investigate the disappearance, and she's doing it through its like a narrative storytelling, and then you have interviews and you have like documents and kind of her going back and like piecing together the case. So I'm about 66 pages in, and I have to admit, I'm like really enjoying it. It's a book that immediately captured my attention and one that I'm really like captivated by. So I have no desire to do anything school related today, like at all. My brain is like fried, I'll be honest. Like, we really did a lot in the past week, and it was a lot. I'll say that it was a lot. And I think it's good. I think it was a good decision to close the schools. I think it was the right choice, but it's just a lot of stuff to do. And as a theater teacher who knows that my kids will not get to perform in their show, I'm kind of a little bit upset about that, because that's what I do every year, and that's something I look forward to. That's something the kids look forward to. And it's only my second year teaching, and I'm just upset about that. But the good news is, oh, we also got some news. They wound up pushing back BookCon. It was supposed to be at the beginning of the end of May, beginning of June, and now it's going to be in the middle of July. Um, which is actually perfect for me, because BookCon's going to happen and Book Expo's going to happen, and then I'm going to go to Florida to Universal Studios, hopefully. So the dates actually worked out perfectly. I was really upset I was going to have to cancel one or the other, or they were just going to cancel BookCon altogether, and that would have like devastated me, because that's one of my favorite conventions to go to. So I was kind of expecting that to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen this early, honestly, but that's okay. And it just means that next year I'll have an extra day to take off, so that's actually exciting. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of my life right now. I feel a little bit better that I don't have to travel to my job every single day. Um, just just commuting wise, like I think it was just a lot, and it was nerve wracking. That's how close contact with people is how this virus spreads. It was just a little bit nerve wracking, so I'm happy I don't have to do that anymore. At least for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I will miss my coworkers. I really, really miss my kids. I'm still going to be actively talking to them now. Like, I'm going to be starting virtual teaching on Monday, which will be interesting. I'll say that. I'm excited to try it though. But I just miss seeing their faces and being in class with them. So that's kind of where my head's at. But I'm going to go read for a bit, and I'll update you guys probably when I get to page 100. But I really am liking this book so far. So, talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. I'm just being a little bit lazy today, and I don't want to get up. But I did wind up reading about 100 pages in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm really liking it. I'm liking Pippa as a character. I'm loving the various structures of it. Andy as a character kind of reminds me of Allie from Pretty Little Liars, like a lot, but that's okay, because I think Allie in that series was a super compelling character. And I really am liking Pippa's story. I'm loving the characters that she's interacting with. I think it's really, really compelling. I have like two theories right now going into the end of it, and I'm curious to see if either one of these is kind of predicted right or wrong. I sometimes I'm really good at solving murder mysteries, and sometimes I'm really, really bad. So I'll be curious to see which one I will fall on. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how many parts this book has, but I would love to get up to page 200 before I go to bed. I'm just gonna read. I said before, my brain's fried, and this is kind of like a fun catching read, and I'm just watching background noise, which I'm really excited for. So I'm gonna stay up a little bit later. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have to wake up at 5:15 tomorrow, which is nice. I should probably be up before like 8 o'clock, because we're technically I should be up by 8 o'clock tomorrow, because I should probably be like available if they need me for anything. So that's the plan of attack, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm just checking back in. I did read a little bit more of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm now on page 136. I'm really liking it. I think it's definitely a really compelling mystery, and I like how it really is broken down, sort of like a case file, but then there's also a narrative element. I'm really enjoying that. I'm really loving like all the case elements that we're getting, and I'm loving the mystery. I think it's really like dissecting a character. They really are dissecting Andy's character, but they're also dissecting Sal's character. And I think Sal's connection to Pippa is really interesting, because I think that's what keeping Pippa's going. Pippa's also developing a relationship with someone connected to Sal, which I'm really liking. And I like how this story like is realistic to me. I think that like some people really do want to talk to her and some people don't, and I think that that's super realistic. I'm really curious to see how this project turns out for her, because it's definitely a project, and she's doing like everything that her everything that her advisors have told her not to do. So I'm curious to see if like her project has like there's any repercussions for that. But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed or just like relaxing. I said my brain is fried, it still is fried, but this book is definitely capturing me. It's a very, very fast-paced read, which is exactly what I want right now. I want a fast-paced mystery thriller, and that's exactly what this is. So I'm gonna go rest, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It's Friday, March 20th, and I did wind up resting for the rest of the evening. I watched a little bit of BookTube, but I really, really relaxed. But I did wake up kind of early. I'm still so scheduled to wake up at 5:15 in the morning. I'm just am. I've been doing it for 2 years, and my body really is kind of in that rhythm. So I did wake up a little bit early, and I wound up reading a little bit of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I got up to page 150, which is exactly where I wanted to be last night, so I actually feel pretty happy about that. I'm really liking the way Pippa is uncovering this mystery, like really enjoying it. I love the case files. I love the characters. It's like a very, very solid story, and I really don't want to put it down. So now the other news, because we're gonna be in our houses for a while. That's just the nature of where we are in this world right now. I am going to try to clean my room a little bit. I really think that I need to organize my stuff because if I'm gonna be hanging out for a bit, then I need to like have like less organized chaos, like more organized chaos and less just chaos. So yeah, that's my plan of attack. I took a bunch of stuff home from work. They made it seem like we may not be coming back till next year. So I just wanted to organize everything as much as I could. I'm gonna toss on my audiobook of Queen of Air and Darkness and kind of start reading that. I did get the physical copy. So it's possible that when I finish this book, which I hope is soon, I might just tackle the physical read of that. We will see. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I do have to do some work stuff with my coworkers at some point today because remote learning starts Monday, but honestly, my brain is like kind of like fried and I might just want to take the day off. I don't know if I could do that, but that's kind of the plan of attack. But I'm going to go clean, organize, and I'll update you guys when I can eventually get to reading. Hopefully soon. Bye, guys. I'm back. I did clean. I still want to do a little bit more cleaning, but I want to wait a little bit. And I'm going to dive back into A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I do have a yoga class that I'm attending at like 10:45. It's now 10 o'clock. My goal is to really just take today to like breathe. I need a breath of just like nothing to do with work because it's been a crazy week. Very, very stressful. It's been very, very overwhelming. And I just kind of need just a book to like capture my attention. So I'm gonna pick this up. I'm on 150 pages in, really enjoying it. And yeah, I'm gonna go to my yoga class and then I'll figure out where I am at that point. But yeah, so I'll give you guys an update when I get maybe to like page 200 or before I start my yoga class. Bye guys. Lori here, I'm back. I did want to finishing my work for the day. I pre-scheduled everything that I have to post on Monday, which is nice, which means I really have 2 days off, which is really exciting. So I am going to do a walking workout later, probably around like 6. I'm just trying to find my new normal, honestly. But I do want to dive back into my book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm on page 150. I'm just going to keep reading. That's what I'm going to do. We really can't go anywhere. That's what I'm going to do. I'll give you guys an update when I get up to page 200 and let you guys know my thoughts. But I'm going to go read and watch some coronavirus themed videos, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm just checking back in. I did wind up reading to page 214 in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Pippa is definitely getting obsessed with this case, and I think it's taking some very interesting turns. We're learning a lot more about Andy as a character, and I'm really curious. Like, I like how she has like a suspect list that she's really, really floating off of. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm really liking the characters. I'm really liking the story. I'm thinking it's a very, very fast-paced mystery. I really don't know where this book is going to go, and that's super exciting for me. So I'm going to keep reading, and I will report back in a little bit. Bye, guys. Sorry here. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I did get to part 3 in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book took a very unexpected twist that I'm really enjoying. I'm really curious to see how this book ends up. I really like how it really does have a nice balance between a linear storyline, but also documents that help her. I'm really curious to see how the story ends. I'm not sure. I really like how they're both deconstructing Andy's character, but also really just deconstructing Sal's character. I have one theory that I'm curious about to see if that theory is going to pan out. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really loving the structure. I think it's a very, very fast-paced mystery. Great for being quarantined because I just don't want to put the book down. So I'm going to go back to reading and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Sorry, this reading vlog is going to be a little bit longer, but I'm definitely going to end it tonight. But I did get up, sorry, the slide's really, really bad. But I get up to page 302 in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book really broke my heart. I have one trope in YA literature that I struggle with, and they did that trope in here, and I'm a little bit heartbroken about it. But I feel like I'm really liking Pippa's character. I think she's changed a lot. I'm really liking this book because even though there is a very strong male and female relationship, it doesn't seem romancy, and I'm liking that. I'm enjoying that. I think it's like an interesting twist because normally when you see a story like this, it always goes the romance route because she's working with the potential murderer's brother and to try to prove his innocence. And a lot of things have come out in this book that like have kind of changed her thought process, which I'm really liking. So I'm going to keep reading, and I might come back when I have about 50 pages left and just give you guys my thoughts, but this book's heating up, and I'm really enjoying it. Lori here, I'm back. I did wind up finishing A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I wound up really enjoying this book. I would give this book like 4.5 stars for a review. I thought it was a really solid mystery, and it was a very, very unputable animal book, and it was very addictive, very, very twisty. I really loved the character Pippa. I loved the way this book was structured with like the news articles and her project being like a baseline. I love how she wound up working with the brother of the deceased. I thought that was really interesting, or the potential murderer. I really like this book. I thought that the side characters were super fun, and it was just such a fun read. Not a fun read, but a very, very engaging and twisty read. And I saw half the book coming and half the book not coming. The very end of this book really, really surprised me, but there was one element in this that I kind of saw coming. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it, but I wound up really liking it. So I'm gonna actually wind up ending this reading vlog today, but I just wanted to recap what I read and my week. This week has been a little bit challenging. I think we all agree. The coronavirus has kind of taken over the world and definitely taken over my life. But I felt that the two books I read were very different. I read A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and they were both very engaging, very, very, like, engaging when I needed it, and I thought that was very interesting. My next book has to be engaging as well because just something to take me away from the real world, and these books are really, really good. So yeah, that's what those are the two things that I wound up reading. Thought they were super fun, and guys, at this point, like, I would just say, like, don't go outside. Self-quarantine yourself, even if you haven't been near anyone. It's just safer. I really hope this virus runs its course quick and fast so we can go back to normal day lives. But for the moment, I know everyone's saying it, and I'm saying it to everyone. Guys, stay safe. I hope this 40 minutes of content, it's a much longer reading vlog than I normally do, but I hope this 40 minutes of content, it just brings a little smile to your life because this was really what made me excited for this week. It was a really, really, really rough teaching week. It wasn't a teaching week I've ever been prepared for. But I felt like coming home and knowing I had to do this was a motivation in itself. So I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog, and I'm going to go start my next reading vlog, which I will, of course, take you guys along for. Guys, I know you're watching this because you like to read, or at least most of you like to read. Just curl up with a couple of books for the next couple of weeks. Watch some movies and TV shows. That's also high on my list once I finish all my YouTube videos. And just practice social distancing. And the good thing with reading is you can always find a book that will capture your attention. So, stay safe, guys, and I'll talk to you guys for my next reading vlog. Bye.